for the wonderful video of biosynthetic pathway. Now those who have already have seen our earlier video on basic cognosy, please if you have not seen, please go and see that, because the basic cognosy and herbalisms, if you watch the video, then you can have a better idea what I am talking about biosynthetic pathway. Now the biosynthetic pathway basically is nothing but to understand the different phytoconstituents, okay? The phytoconstituents present in plants, and I have already discussed there are various parts of the plant from where we can get the various types of phytoconstituents. The first pathway is the number one pathway, that is known as shikimic acid pathway, okay? So shikimic acid pathway, so let us discuss that. Shikimic acid pathway is a 7 steps metabolic pathway seen in the plants. Of course, it is also present in bacteria and fungi also, but for the time being we are discussing the plant. For the biosynthesis of folates and aromatic amino acids like phenylalanine, tyrosine and tryptophan, normally tracer technique and precursor feeding is the two methods to identify or to understand the biosynthetic pathways, okay? So how the shikimic acid starts? Shikimic acid starts with phosphoenol pyruvate. That is very important. Phosphoenol pyruvate, you have a phosphate group, PO3 minus, phosphoenol. So that means you have a PEP, pyruvic acid, phosphoenol pyruvate. So this is enol, phosphoenol pyruvic acid. So PEP is the first you can say starting material, which combined with erythrose 4-phosphate to give 3-dehydroquinic acid. After that, 3-dehydroquinic acid get converted into 3-dehydroshikimic acid, okay? Then with the help of shikimate kinase, 3-dehydroshikimic acid can convert into shikimic acid. This is the shikimic acid whose active isomers are 3R, 4S, 5R. 3R, 4S, 5R. This is the active stereo configurations, okay? Now after that, if you see again one molecule of phosphoenol pyruvate get condensed to form chorismate. This is very important one, chorismic acid or chorismate, okay? Chorismic acid, why it is very vital intermediate? Because from there you can get one or more vital intermediate, that is prefenic acid and anthranilic acid, okay? Now anthranilic acid always gives rise to various amino acid like tryptophan, okay? From anthranilic acid you get tryptophan, and from the tryptophan you get indole alkaloids. Very important. From tryptophan you can get indole alkaloids, okay? We'll be discussing on alkaloid very soon. Indole alkaloid like reserpine, vincristine, strychnine and brucine. Strychnine and brucine are present in Nux vomica, okay? Then after that, in tryptophan, if you add geraniol, I will be talking about what is geraniol in my near classes. Geraniol, then you get the biosynthesis of another alkaloid known as quinine, okay? So this is very important pathway. Now coming to the prefenic acid, if you see the structure of prefenic acid, it is like quite simpler form. It's having non-conjugate double bond with carboxylic acid over here, and you have one ketone and CO minus. This is prefenic acid. This prefenic acid undergo the process of dehydrogenation with transaminase to gives you the very vital intermediate vital amino acid known as tyrosine, okay? This tyrosine can give rise to then again phenylalanine tyrosine, okay? After that then phenylalanine, from phenylalanine you can get an very important intermediate mandalonitrile. From here you get a very important phytoconstituents, that is pronacin. pronacin. Okay, so I'll be talking about this pronacin and wild cherry bark and all. So this pronacin can be synthesized. Then after that, from phenylalanine, you can get different alkaloid like isoquinoline type alkaloid like papaverine. Okay, then phenanthrene alkaloid, morphine, and tropolone alkaloid like phenylalanine and tyrosine. Both, these two both can give you tropolone alkaloid, that is colchicine, via an intermediate known as phenyl ethyl isoquinoline. Okay, so that's why it is very important biosynthetic pathway. Now after that, if you know this amino acids, how the amino acids form, then we'll go ahead with the next steps. Now from the prefinic acid, you can say there are two vital intermediates from prefinic acid. One is paracomeric acid. This is known as paracomeric acid. It is coming from cinnamic acid. Okay, so cinnamic acid, cinnamic acid converted to cinnamaldehyde with the help of thiol ligation techniques. But cinnamaldehyde, of course, is a good one. But from paracomeric acid, this is one of the very vital intermediates. From paracomeric acid, you can get coumarin, which can be looking like this. Okay, you have a benzopyran, and you have alpha ketone, alpha one. Okay, so we can call as 2H chromine 2-one, 2H chromine. Okay, 2H chromine 2-one. This is another name. Sometimes sniper asks this kind of questions. Okay, and this if you add the 4-phenyl group, 1, 2, 3, 4-phenyl group, you can get from coumarin to neoflavone. Okay, neoflavone, that is another good type of question in GPAT. Now of course coumarin ring present in umbelliferone, scopolamine, warfarin, scopolamine. Okay, then you have this present in soraline as well as coumarin, soraline. This is a furanocoumarin derivatives. Then you have umbelliferone. Umbelliferone contains 7-hydroxy group in coumarin. That is 7-hydroxy coumarin is known as umbelliferone. Okay. So after knowing this, we can go ahead with the paracomeric acid. It can give us very vital intermediates to synthesize all type of flavonoids. The name of this intermediates is nothing but chalcone. So chalcone is the one intermediate which can be obtained after addition of 3 acetic acid residue to paracomeric acid. Okay, so paracomeric acid plus 3 acetic acids gives you a chalcone via polyketides formation. Now this from chalcone you get to the various types of flavonoids. Number 1, you get flavone. The structure of flavone is like you have gamma pyron. Over here you have benzo gamma pyron, and then you have benzene ring. Now if you see, this is known as flavone. Okay, flavone. And the example of flavone, you have epigenin, then you have vitexin, which is a glycoside of epigenin, vitexin. Then bis epigenin. The bis epigenin is known as amantoflavone. Yes, amantoflavone. Okay, like your is present in ginkgo biloba. Okay, ginkgo biloba, you can see to it. Then after that, flavone, you can get flavanone. What is flavanone? You just remove this one double bond and you get flavanone. So flavanone from the chalcone is also very important. Flavanone, you get example hesperidine, naringenin. Okay,